What if I told you that the way you connect with the universe and pay attention to its signs is literally the key to reprogramming your subconscious mind and completely changing your reality? Would you believe it? What almost no one tells you is that not every law of attraction practice works. The truth is, quantum manifestation doesn't happen just because you really want something. It happens when you activate your maximum energetic alignment mode, that state where your vibrational frequency opens doors that once seemed impossible. And here's my promise. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how to activate this state, raise your vibration to a level where reality shifts become inevitable, and how to use it to create new opportunities, attract abundance, and even trigger a true timeline jump in your life. Maybe no one's told you this, but what really blocks your quantum manifestation isn't a lack of technique. It's the excess of misdirected effort. Most people believe they have to work more, think more, do more, when in reality, the secret to attracting abundance is doing less, but with absolute energetic alignment. It's counterintuitive, I know, but when you learn to let go and receive, the universe moves faster than any forced action ever could. And what if I told you you're one step away from collapsing the reality you've always dreamed of, and that this step doesn't involve changing everything on the outside? The key lies in your subconscious mind and in how you reprogram your internal identity. It's not about waiting years to feel the results. It's about raising your vibration now and watching reality begin to shift almost instantly. Get ready, because what we're going to explore here will challenge your deepest beliefs about the law of attraction. We're going to break the idea that manifestation is just positive thinking and show you how to use advanced manifestation techniques for a timeline jump. And the best part? You'll realize that this transformation doesn't depend on something you don't yet have, but on something already inside you, ready to be activated. Have you noticed how easy it is to believe that time alone will change everything? As if the mere passing of days were enough to trigger a deep inner transformation. Many people spend their lives expecting that life will somehow do the work of reprogramming their mind for them. But the truth is, without conscious action, your vibrational frequency stays the same, your energetic field doesn't expand, and reality doesn't shift. It's like having a powerful car in the garage but never turning the key. I remember a phase in my life when I believed that just consuming motivational content would lead to transformation. Weeks went by and nothing changed. That's when I realized that without intentionally applying manifestation techniques and cultivating real energetic alignment, everything stayed in theory. You can read about the law of attraction all day, but if there's no inner identity shift, nothing collapses into your reality. Think of it this way: your subconscious mind is like a garden. If you don't plant anything new, weeds, your old beliefs and habits take over. Reprogramming your mind is like planting new seeds, watering them, and keeping your vibration high until they grow. And just like in a garden, if you neglect it, the old growth comes back in full force. That's where manifestation techniques come in like fertilizer to speed up the process. A lot of people get frustrated because they think quantum manifestation is instant. But in practice, it's more like cooking a good recipe. You need the right ingredients, follow the steps, and respect the cooking time. That cooking time is the moment when the universe is arranging the pieces. And this is where trusting the universe matters, even when nothing seems to be happening. I often compare this process to changing the course of a ship at sea. You don't turn the wheel and see the change immediately. Your inner programming needs consistency to make a timeline jump. Small aligned actions, day after day, steer the ship toward a new destination. And by the time you notice, you're in a new landscape, a new reality. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people trying to let go and receive without first creating the energy of worthiness within themselves. It's like trying to withdraw money from an account you've never deposited into. Self-image is the key here. If you don't see yourself as someone who deserves to attract abundance, the universe has nowhere to deposit those blessings. Another important point: high vibration isn't just about being happy or thinking positive. It's a state of clarity and coherence between what you think, feel, and do. It's when your energetic alignment is so strong that the field around you becomes magnetic. It's no coincidence that in this state, the right things start showing up. Here's a personal example. I once decided to change my morning routine to start the day with practices that elevated my vibration. I included meditation, affirmations, and visualizations. Within a few weeks, I noticed a shift not only in my mood but also in the way opportunities appeared. It was as if my new frequency filtered and attracted only what aligned with my growth. If you truly want to collapse reality and live an identity shift, you must take on the role of the architect of your own life. That means every thought, every action, and every choice needs to align with the reality you want to create. It's the sum of these details that triggers the reality shifts that look magical to outsiders. Remember, waiting passively is like expecting a seed to bloom without ever watering it. The process requires intention, presence, and action. Quantum manifestation isn't about sitting back, but about creating space for the new to come in. And creating space means letting go of what doesn't match your new version. Now, don't be mistaken. The biggest challenge isn't learning the technique. It's maintaining consistency. The subconscious mind loves to go back to what's familiar. That's why, to reprogram your mind, you need small daily practices that reinforce the new identity. It's not about intensity, it's about smart repetition. And here's the secret few talk about. There's an internal trigger that, when activated, speeds up the whole process. It turns the energy of worthiness into fuel for a timeline jump. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. You know that moment when everything suddenly starts to make sense? That's no coincidence. There's a silent, almost invisible trigger that can activate a timeline jump in your life. It's like pressing an internal button and watching reality shift right before your eyes. But this trigger isn't outside of you, it's inside your internal programming. The interesting thing is, many people think they need some big, dramatic event to activate that turning point. But that's not how it works. Sometimes, a simple adjustment to your self-image can raise your vibration to the point where energetic alignment becomes inevitable. It's like tuning a radio. Just one tiny millimeter can take you from static to hearing the music clearly. That millimeter is the trigger we're going to explore now. Think of your subconscious mind as a projection machine. Everything you believe about yourself is what it plays on the screen of your life. When you reprogram your mind, you change the whole movie. This is quantum manifestation in practice. You don't need to chase the scenes, you write the script. And once you realize this, you start attracting abundance without force. A friend once told me how this trigger changed the course of his life. He was stuck in the same job for years. Then, for 21 days, he decided to write the same sentence every day. I deserve to grow. It sounds simple, but it was enough to raise his vibration and open doors he didn't even know existed. That's the energy of worthiness in action. The trigger that unlocks the fullness of your potential is often a deeply personal decision. It's not about waiting for the universe to send a sign. It's about trusting the universe while you let go and receive. It's a game of presence. You plant the seed with intention and let the manifestation bloom in its own time. Here's where one of the most powerful manifestation techniques comes in: attaching intense emotion to what you want to create. Thinking isn't enough. You have to feel as if you've already collapsed the reality you desire. That emotion is the fuel that fires the trigger and keeps your vibration high until the result materializes. For many, this trigger comes from a moment of pain or frustration. It's the point where the old internal programming no longer serves, and you decide to change your identity. It's like burning the bridge behind you. There's no way back, only forward into the new version of yourself. That identity shift creates such a strong energetic field that life has no choice but to respond. I remember when I decided to change my own narrative. I was stuck in a cycle of procrastination and self-sabotage. One day, I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "This version doesn't represent me anymore." That was the trigger. From that moment on, every decision I made was aligned with my new vibration, and change became inevitable. A great way to find your trigger is to choose something small you can change right now, but that carries a big symbolic weight. It might be waking up earlier, changing the way you dress, or reorganizing your space. These small actions send clear signals to your subconscious mind that you're ready for a reality shift. It's also important to understand that a trigger isn't a one-time event. It has to be reinforced daily. It's like lighting a candle and keeping the flame alive, feeding it with actions and thoughts that sustain your energetic alignment. Without that, the vibration drops and you end up back at square one. When you find and activate your trigger, not only does your life change, people around you notice it too. They begin to see that your energy is different, that you're more confident, more certain, and that external perception feeds back into your self-image, strengthening the positive internal programming even more. Here's the interesting part. Often, the trigger doesn't come when you're desperately searching for it. It appears when you're open to trusting the universe and willing to let go and receive. And that's exactly where we're headed in the next topic, where you'll discover how to sustain this new vibration without letting it fade along the way. Have you noticed how easy it is to feel that elevated vibration for a day or two after an inspiring moment? And then suddenly it feels like everything falls apart, pulling you back into the same old pattern? This doesn't happen because you're incapable. It's because your energetic field is still calibrated to your old internal programming. It's like putting premium fuel in a car but still driving on the same pothole-filled roads. The good news? You can not only raise your vibrational frequency but also keep it stable so your reality shift lasts. Sustaining a high vibration is like keeping a plate spinning in the air. The first push isn't enough, you have to keep making small, constant adjustments. And it all starts in the subconscious mind. If you don't reprogram it, it will pull you back to what's familiar, even if that's not what you want. That's why creating new routines, words, and even micro-habits that reinforce your new self-image is essential to collapsing the reality you desire. I remember a phase when I was determined to attract abundance, but after a few days of feeling motivated, everything seemed to lose momentum. I discovered the problem was that I only tuned in when I felt inspired, but I wasn't maintaining daily energetic alignment. That's when I began a simple ritual. Every morning, before checking my phone, I would close my eyes and visualize for 5 minutes as if I were already living my timeline jump. It created a powerful anchor. Think of your vibration as a glass of pure water. Every negative thought, every toxic conversation is like a drop of black ink falling into it. Over time, the water gets cloudy. So keeping your vibration high isn't only about adding good things, it's also about filtering what comes in. That includes social media, environments, and even certain kinds of music that can shift your emotional state without you realizing it. A practical technique to maintain this frequency is the alignment check. Every hour, ask yourself, what I'm feeling right now, is it bringing me closer to or further from the reality I want to manifest? That simple pause reconnects you to your energetic field and reminds your subconscious of the goal. It's like adjusting a ship's wheel before it drifts too far off course. It's also essential to reinforce the energy of worthiness. Without truly believing you deserve this identity shift, your own energetic body will reject the new vibration. I used to write phrases like, "I am worthy of everything I desire," and place them around my home. It might sound silly, but every time I read them, it was like my brain got a subtle reminder to trust the universe. And speaking of trust, letting go and receiving is one of the hardest parts. When we try to control every detail, our frequency gets tense, and that blocks manifestation techniques. Imagine trying to attract a bird while holding a giant net. The more you try to trap it, the more it flies away. But if you simply offer food and wait, it lands on its own. That's how quantum manifestation works. Another crucial point is being aware of your drop triggers. For me, it was too much bad news and conversations about lack. Whenever I got pulled into that, I could feel my vibration plummet. Now, I spot these triggers and have an escape plan. Putting on uplifting music, watching an inspiring video, or doing 2 minutes of conscious breathing. The self-image you hold is like a magnet. If deep down you still see yourself as the old version, you'll attract experiences that confirm that. So ask yourself, how would someone who already lives this reality act, dress, speak, and move like that person even before the physical reality changes? This keeps the frequency steady and prepares the ground for collapsing the desired reality. Sustaining your vibration is also about creating small, energetic sanctuaries in your day. It could be a cozy corner for meditation, a special playlist, or even a scent you associate with abundance. These elements act like portals that instantly bring you back into energetic alignment. And don't forget, high vibration is like a muscle. The more you train it, the easier it becomes to maintain. In the beginning, it might feel like you're always slipping, but each quick return strengthens your ability to stay in state. The secret is to bounce back fast and not beat yourself up for dropping. Now, what if I told you there's a turbo mode to not only sustain but amplify your vibration every single day without adding more time to your routine? That's exactly what we're going to dive into next. Have you ever noticed there are days when everything just flows? Opportunities show up, the right people cross your path, and even traffic seems to cooperate. That's no coincidence. It's when you step into a state of such intense energetic alignment that quantum manifestation happens almost automatically. The turbo mode is exactly that, a state of elevated vibration that speeds up reality shifts without forced effort. This mode isn't about doing more, but about being more. It's activating your energetic field to a level where the law of attraction becomes nearly inevitable. Think of a super strong magnet. It doesn't chase metal, the metal comes to it. In the same way, when you fine-tune your vibrational frequency, situations begin to be drawn to you naturally. I once tested this state consciously during a trip. Before leaving the hotel, I spent 10 minutes visualizing in detail an encounter I wanted to have. I imagined the colors, the voices, the feeling of being there. That same day, the scene unfolded almost exactly as I had pictured it. It wasn't luck. It was proof that when you reprogram your mind toward a specific focus, the timeline jump can be immediate. The secret of turbo mode is combining manifestation techniques with intense emotional reinforcement. It's not enough to think about what you want. You have to feel as if you're already living it. That genuine emotion sends such a strong signal to the universe that collapsing the desired reality becomes a natural consequence. Here's a powerful trick. Use physical triggers to anchor this state. It could be a necklace, a song, a specific scent. Whenever you want to enter turbo mode, use that trigger to remind your subconscious of the state you want to access. This speeds up the transition into elevated vibration. I also like to use the 3 moments of future gratitude technique. In the morning, I think of 3 things I will be grateful for in the future, as if they have already happened. This not only raises my vibration but also tunes me into the act of letting go and receiving, trusting the universe to fill in the rest. It's important to understand that turbo mode doesn't need to be sustained all day. It's like an accelerator. You use it to gain momentum, then keep the pace. If you try to live in that state all the time, you'll burn out. The key is knowing when to activate it before meetings, major decisions, or manifestation practices. And of course, your energy of worthiness is the fuel for this process. If deep down you don't believe you can attract abundance, turbo mode will stall. It's like pressing the gas while the parking brake is on. That's why you need to work daily on your self-image and the internal programming that supports your new identity. Another fascinating aspect is that, in turbo mode, your perception of time changes. You feel like everything happens faster, and that's a reflection of a timeline jump. Your mind and your energetic field align so completely that what would normally take months can manifest in days. I've seen this happen in powerful ways. A friend had been trying to sell a property for years. After stepping into this state for just 3 consecutive days, using visualization, music, and affirmations, she received 2 offers in less than a week. That's the power of intentional, high-intensity, energetic alignment. Turbo mode is like opening a portal to the reality you want. But like any portal, it needs a key. That key is the combination of emotion, focus, and complete trust in the process. When those 3 elements meet, your vibration expands, and reality shifts from theory to lived experience. Now, if you want to know how to shield that vibration so nothing external can bring it down, even on chaotic days, that's exactly what we'll explore in the next step. Have you ever felt your energy drop after a conversation or spending time in a heavy environment? It's as if the elevated vibration you've built so carefully suddenly gets sucked down an invisible drain. That's the moment when protecting your energetic field stops being optional and becomes a priority. Shielding your vibrational frequency isn't about isolating yourself from the world. It's about learning to navigate it without losing your center. The first thing to understand is that your subconscious mind is like a recorder that's always on. Everything you see, hear, and feel is registered and can influence your internal programming. That's why being intentional about what you consume, whether on social media or in conversations, is essential to maintaining energetic alignment. One of my favorite techniques is the light bubble. Before stepping into a dense environment, I close my eyes for a few seconds and imagine a bright sphere surrounding my body. This simple act sends a clear message to my mind. I am protected. This visualization is a powerful form of quantum manifestation because you're literally creating a shield around your energetic field. I remember a corporate event where I was surrounded by people skeptical about the law of attraction and reality shifts. Instead of trying to convince them, I activated my light bubble and focused on elevating my vibration internally. By the end, interestingly, some of them approached me asking about my practices, proof that when you maintain your alignment, you influence more than you're influenced. Another key point is learning to let go and receive. Often, in trying to protect yourself, you might slip into a state of tension or resistance. But true shielding comes from trusting the universe, where you don't need to control everything. This conscious relaxation prevents external energies from finding gaps to enter. A practical tip is to do energetic check-ins throughout the day. Pause for a minute, close your eyes, and ask yourself, how's my vibration right now? If you feel it has dropped, use a quick trigger to raise your frequency. It could be a song, a deep breath, or recalling a moment of pure joy. We also can't forget the impact of self-image. If you see yourself as someone vulnerable to negative energies, your subconscious will work to confirm that identity. But when you reprogram your mind to see yourself as strong, secure, and aligned, you naturally collapse a reality where those influences have no power over you. It's also essential to limit contact with energy drainers. That doesn't mean cutting ties abruptly, but rather learning to manage your presence. Set clear boundaries, even if only internally, and don't feel guilty for prioritizing your peace. After all, attracting abundance requires a healthy internal environment. Another powerful method is regular energetic cleansing. This could be through herbal baths, guided meditations, or even techniques like Ho'oponopono. These practices clear emotional residue and restore energetic alignment, preparing you to sustain a high vibration consistently. When you shield your energy, something magical happens. Situations that once would have knocked you down no longer have any effect. It's as if your vibrational frequency becomes so steady that nothing can break it. This creates a ripple effect, strengthening not just your protection, but also your ability to manifest. But true mastery comes when you turn this shielding into a bridge to the next level. Because protecting your energy isn't the end goal. It's just the beginning of expanding your energetic field even further and accelerating your timeline jumps. And it's about this conscious expansion, where you not only keep yourself protected, but also begin overflowing that energy into the world, that we're going to talk about next. Now that you've made it this far, notice how much you already hold in your hands. Tools capable of transforming your life in a practical and profound way. This isn't loose theory. It's the science of your own energetic field, the practice of reprogramming your mind, raising your vibration, and creating a new self-image that allows you to attract abundance naturally. But here's the question. Will you leave this knowledge sitting in a drawer, or will you put it into action right now? Think for a moment. What would your life look like a year from now if you started today to align your vibrational frequency, practice manifestation techniques, and act as someone who has already collapsed the reality you desire? And what would it look like if you did nothing? The difference lies in your decision and in how much you trust the universe to respond to your actions. So here's my challenge. Choose today to change your identity, sustain your energetic alignment, and live in the timeline jump that's already ready for you. And if you want to keep receiving strategies, insights, and experiences that go deeper into all of this, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This is where we'll continue this journey together, step by step, until you fully live your quantum manifestation.